see the recording sign is on. Welcome back. You know, I should be really, really excited right about now. But I'm not, because dog, I spent 5 hours, a little over 4 hours in traffic today. Your boy drove an hour and a half to work, only to be there for an hour, less than an hour, and then drove 3 hours. Traffic was I was stuck in traffic for 3 hours. So y'all, I'm not as excited as I should be. You know, it was, let me tell y'all, I'm not even gonna ask Moses how he's doing. I'm just gonna go right into my little thing. It's amazing how, what the NFL does. Like, they are big business, big brand. They know how to work everything about the media. The build up to this thing was so amazing that it had everyone, like today I woke up and everyone felt like today was a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And it's not. You're literally getting a bunch of rookies that shouldn't do nothing on your team, but every fan base is excited and they're eager to see who's joining their team. The NFL does an absolutely marvelous job with branding, publicity. Like, it's just amazing. And so, yeah, it was crunk. I'm just like, it's amazing. So with that being stated, we just saw the first round of the draft. I'll say this, even though the NFL does a good job branding, man, that 10 minutes between each pick is way too long for grown men. All right, like, we gotta go to work tomorrow. Y'all need to stop that. Anyway. Anyway, Moses, man, what's good, first of all, and then what's your reaction to the first round so far?
Man, yeah, man, I'm good, man. I was driving all day today, but you know, I wasn't stuck in traffic like you all did today, so it's all good. And and what you were saying beforehand, to piggyback off what you were saying about the branding NFL just for a draft, bro, they have bets on who's going. There's big money involved. Of course, they gotta do that. Ever since they allowed legalized betting on games, there is big money involved. So they gotta do everything they gotta do, promote everything they gotta do to make sure that all that money keeps on flowing into the business that we call the NFL, the Shield. All right. First round was pretty good, man. I can't lie. There was a couple of shockers. The big buildup, like we said, San Francisco. We all knew it was not going to be Mac Jones. I knew it wasn't going to be Mac Jones. I thought it might be Trevor Fields, Justin Fields, yeah. But Lance, when you think about it, and the way that you saw his tape when they were showing after he got picked, he's going to be a problem. He is really going to be a problem in that offense, that Kyle Shanahan offense. I think the Bears did big moves. They gave up a lot, but the Bears did big move. I actually hand clap to that. But then there was a couple of head scratches. You know, the Raiders. I don't know what the Raiders are doing. Raiders is reaching, and it seems like they seem like that's what Mayock does. Mike Mayock's trying to find that one player that nobody's looking at, and he drafts them real high. Are they successful? It doesn't look like Farrell is hitting so far, right? So, but other than that, big moves, very interesting. We'll see how tomorrow and the rest of the draft goes, man.
You're 100% with a couple of surprises. Everybody felt it was going to be Mac Jones. Everybody was reporting that it was going to be Mac Jones. Obviously, it wasn't. It was Trey Lance. So kudos to San Fran for putting on the bluff of the NFL draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was just clear. Clearly, I was wrong. I really didn't think the Bungles would bungle it up, and clearly they did. They went after their guy Chase, and so the thought process is clearly, hey, what do? You're going to get the ball into Jamar Chase's hand quicker. That way, that your boy doesn't take it as many hits. But I still think it was a blow. It doesn't mean that Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow won't be successful, but I think the way you really build your team is always from the inside out. And so I didn't like that. you speak about the Bears. Obviously I was stuck on the road. And as soon as I heard the Chicago Bears traded, I rolled my window down. I was like, there you go, Chicago. Like I literally started screaming. I'm stuck in traffic for like an hour. I'm screaming out the window, let's go, Chicago. Because I know every Bears fan, I'm in the city, they're excited. And so they go out and get Justin Fields. And so that looks good. You're right about the Raiders. Alex Leatherwood was a second round. Everybody was saying he was going to go second round. He ends up getting in the first round. So that's very interesting. Another pick that was really interesting was your boy, Jamin Davis. This was a guy that I saw in most mock drafts going third round. And Washington went and got him in the first round. Yeah, he had an amazing a draft leading up to the draft. Like his numbers are impeccable. But everybody's like, that's a reach. And I worry, is it a reach? But boy, that Washington defense is sick, right? It was already really, really good. Now you turn around and add this guy and that front seven, they really are like, hey, Washington's really laying it out on the defense, right? They know the Dallas is coming next season. They know that the Giants are coming next season. And so they're saying, hey, our front seven is going to be way better than yours, and we're going to knock you guys out. Besides that, we didn't see who else jumped in here late. Oh, the Green Bay Packers taking Eric Stokes. I thought Tyson Campbell would have been the cornerback out of Georgia to go first. That's what all the reports were. But clearly Green Bay say, you don't know what you've been reading the wrong information. And Joe Trayon out of Washington, that's another guy that a lot of people were saying second round, but Tampa Bay has a luxury. They could have went anywhere. They could have went anywhere, right? And so you can't get mad at them and say, oh, they drafted him too early. The guy's probably going to sit on the bench anyway, and so it's all good. And so let's get into our teams a little bit. We both, the Jets and the Dolphins, had two picks in the first round. The Jets made big moves moving up. I was shocked a little bit, like, oh, I actually thought they jumped. I thought they jumped the Dolphins to go get the running back Harris, because, all the reports were the Dolphins were going to get Harris at number 18. So, yeah, let's talk about the Jets real quick. So what do you think about the two picks? Obviously, we knew the first one. What do you think about the second pick and the first pick? Anyway, go ahead.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. We talked about it. We thought it was going to be an outside linebacker or a defensive end, whatever. We thought we was going to get a pass rusher, but that wasn't the case. I am not mad to get more protection up on that line, because it's one thing that we all know. And when we're talking about the bungles of the Bungles, as you say, is that you need that protection. We don't want Wilson to get hurt. We want to give him, basically what we want to do is give him as close to that BYU line, as I told you, as possible, because homeboy had seconds, almost, it seems like an eternity he had in the pockets to make his decision, his reads, and get the ball out. So we got, like I said, we got Becton, you know what I'm saying, now we got Elijah Vera Tucker, solidifying that line, make sure we get that good solid line, get them together, gelling together also. So that's where it starts at. Like they said, it starts in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? Your defensive line, and then we got your offensive line. As long as we get that protection, be able to sustain drives, we go ahead to push linemen and the defense off their spots, then we're in good shape. So I'm not mad at it at all. Anytime you get a high rated good offensive tackle talent, offensive tackle, offensive guard, whatever talent you're going to offensive line, I'm always for it, man. I'm always for it.
I hear you. And I early on, obviously for the pre-show, we were talking it up, and that left side, especially if Tucker plays the guard, like, because he obviously played tackle at USC, but they project him as a Pro Bowl All-Pro player at guard, and so if he plays next to Becton at guard, like, oh my gosh, that's going to be a problem, right? That's going to be a problem for defenses, and it's going to open running lanes. It's going to open up the passing game. And so that's really, really good for the Jets. And I'm excited for the Jets, actually. And that was a really good pickup. For the Dolphins, as far as the Dolphins, for those that don't know, they got Waddle. By all accounts, I know, people are always going to say this afterwards, after the fact. But I won't lie, I want to say about last week, or it might have been 2 weeks. the report started, people started saying that the pick is actually Waddle. Like it was all over social media, all over Twitter, that the Dolphins really want Waddle. And just tonight, Jeff Darlington comes out and he actually says, take it for what it's worth. After the pick, this was after the pick, Jeff Darlington said that this is who the Dolphins wanted the whole time, even more than Chase. And so I'm like, yeah, whatever. But that just tells you how good Waddle is. Waddle is really good. The way my guy Matt explained it to me last week was that Waddle is, in essence, gonna take everything underneath and clean it out, right? So you got Fuller taking the defense, taking the top off the defense. Now you got to play safeties back. He's going to clear everybody out. You got Devontae Parker being your possession receiver. And then you got your guy Waddle just eating everything up with his speed. He's the fastest of all the three receivers, the three big name receivers. He's going to run a 4.2. He's going to kill you. So a lot of people are saying this is Tyreek Hill in the making, second coming of Tyreek Hill. So it'll be interesting. But I also did say this. I was talking to Fresh. I was just like, yo, it wasn't even Fresh. It was somebody else I was talking to. I was like, it's interesting because, I was talking to Moses. What am I talking about? It's interesting because all three receivers now have some injury history, right? Waddle was hurt last season at Alabama. Fuller's been hurt throughout his career. Devontae Parker's only played one full season. And so I worry that at some point in the next season or the seasons to come, that all three might not be in a game. All three might be hurt, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's a great pickup. You just added a Ferrari to this three receiver set, and it's going to be mind blowing. With the 18th pick, a lot of us wanted Harris at running back because we kind of figured that based on all the mock drafts, that if you didn't take him at 18, which is kind of early, that he wasn't going to be there. And sure enough, Travis Etienne just went to Jacksonville, and Harris went to Pittsburgh. And so the top two running backs are gone. But we end up getting, by all accounts, the best pass rusher in this draft, right? He has the best numbers, right? He stands at like 6'5", 6'6", right? He can run a 4.5, 4.6. You know, he at UM, he was great. The only issue you worry about is does he get because he's had some injury issues. You worry that at some point, does he get injured? Does he start to have the injury bug again? And that's the only reason he didn't go top 10 was because people were concerned because at UCLA, he had concussion issues and had to retire. And so he was done with football. But hey, I'm happy. I'm a UM guy. So a UM player just went to the Dolphins. You know, I'm ecstatic. But we talked about this last night on the live on Facebook. The Dolphins, in essence, only needed to go out, add a playmaker on offense, add a playmaker on defense, and that team is ready to go. That defense was legit already. That defense was a top 10 defense. You just added the best pass rusher in the draft to a top 10 defense. You just added a great receiver to an average offense. So now it elevates both. And so what you're hoping for is that those two players bring at least 2 more wins to the Dolphins, and that would make us a 12-win team. So I like it. You know what I mean? It looks good. So we're heading to the second day, right? Second day, I believe the Jets have 2 picks in the second round also. Mm-hmm. All right. And so what would you like the Jets to do during the second round?
Well, like I said before, we need a running back. So the only running back that's left, I would like them to take him. The only one that's left. So I know Miami looking at him too, but I'm sorry, homie. We got the better pick. So make it happen. But there's a lot of talent there. Usually we talked about Tevin Jenkins. Got Tevin Jenkins. We got the running back out of North Carolina. You still got Aziz if they want to go edge. Yeah. There's a lot of good players in the second round. If they want to go wide receiver, you know what I'm saying? Was it De'Ami Brown from North Carolina also. Some people say he could be a first round talent also. So there's a lot of ways to go. There's still a lot of talent. Like they said, in certain areas, this draft is deep. So there's still a lot of talent that the Jets can go ahead and add to that bare cupboard that we have on offense, and to go ahead and build up on that defense also if they want to do that. So yeah, that's what I want to see. Any good play that we can get in that can make an immediate impact, especially when you're going to get him with a top 50 pick. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
I agree with you 100%. The Dolphins have 2 picks in the second round, picks number 36 and pick number 50, and they also have a 3rd round pick in number 81. So I believe tomorrow is the 2nd and the 3rd round in the NFL draft. And so what I would love to see is, obviously I want a running back too, especially not that the top 2 are gone. I wouldn't mind Williams. So, but the question is, would I want Williams or Jenkins? It's a huge debate, and I'm terrible at these guessing these high guessing games. I didn't get nothing right. It's just too hard. And so I would say I would take Jenkins over Williams, but being that I think I could still give me another, I take that back. I just talked myself out of it. I would take Williams because once Williams is off the board, you're done. There's the running backs fall hard, right? Yep. You could get a Trey Sermons in the 4th round. You got the other kid from North Carolina that you can get. You got the kid from Ohio State, but those not Ohio State. I apologize. Oklahoma State. Those guys, you can get them in the 4th, 5th, 6th round. So it's not no pressure. But I would rather Williams. Give me Williams, and then I can find me another offensive tackle or a center at pick number 50, because it looks like the centers are starting to slide. And so I might be able to get me a Dickerson out of Alabama or the kid out of Wisconsin. And then at number 81, I guess I could still go get me the safety from Virginia Tech. Or I would get me Brevin Jordan at tight end. Since we didn't get Kyle Pitts, I would take Brevin Jordan at tight end at pick number 81. But it's been a good draft so far. The honest truth is, we said this, that the Dolphins couldn't get it wrong. I thought the Jets couldn't get it wrong, because at the end of the day, we need help everywhere. Both teams need help, and any player you would have gotten would have been good. And so we're looking forward to it tomorrow and Saturday. And hopefully we'll keep adding good talent so that both our teams. Well, I don't know about both because we're in the same division. I'm sorry, bro. You know what I mean? I hope my team.
One of our team. And just now that I'm thinking about it, Morwick, the safety.
Yeah,
he's still on the board too. He didn't get picked up. He said he was first. He was the top 20 pick.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a ton of talent out there. There's a ton of talent left out there. Oh, you mentioned the Georgia DN already, didn't you?
Aziz right?
Yeah. The Georgia DN. He's still there. He was projected to go number 18 to the Dolphins. Mm-hmm. And so you've got a ton of talent out there. It's at this point, the realistic thing is, you don't even have to draft for need. If you're drafting at the top of the second half, you can just simply draft BPA, best player available. Out, just add a good player to your team and stick to your board.
And that's what I want them to do. I do not want them to reach. Get the best player available. You know what I'm saying? Best player. Do not reach at all, because you know what happens when you reach? You end up with a wasted pick, essentially, right? Yep. So just take the best player available on your board. Next up, if it's a safety, if it's a DN, outside linebacker, tackle, it doesn't matter. Just get some high talent, some good talent, premium talent on this team, because we need it, man. We need it.
That's it. Anything else you want to add? Or we good? I think that's it, right?
Nah, that's it, man. We're just waiting for the rest of this draft, and after the draft is over through the weekend, come Sunday, we'll see how each team land up, man.
Look at just one last thought. I gotta say, Mac Jones at New England, interesting, right? He gets the stick. Here's the big question, because and I'm gonna ask Fresh this, but Fresh had said that remember we were arguing with Fresh. Well, we weren't arguing, but we were going a little back and forth with Fresh that he feels Cam Newton is done. I wonder, does Mac Jones have the ability to come in and try to take that spot from Cam Newton?
I'll tell you this right now. I'm pretty sure they put Cam Newton on a short leash. As soon as if the season turns out like last year for him, they sticking the rookie back in there. And then after that, I don't know about Cam Newton. I don't know how the rest of his career turns. Yeah, I don't know how the rest of his career turns out.
If my guy loses the starting spot, it's a wrap. I don't even know if anybody's gonna sign him to be a backup. It's a wrap. And he was talking hot mess. He was talking hot mess on I am athlete podcast.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
So he better back that thing up now. He got some pressure. He got some pressure on him right now.
No, you know the thing about it. I still think that he gets an opportunity to be a backup, but the pay is not going to be there. It's how is he going to feel about taking the veteran minimum to be a backup? $1 million for a 1-year deal to be a backup to somebody, right? Does he do that? That's the thing.
It'll be interesting.
This is down the road, man. We're getting a little too ahead of ourselves. Right now, Cam Newton is the guy. He's gonna have a good season. Not that good of a season, but then he's gonna do his thing though. Let's go.
Hold up. I got one question. You know I'm all about fantasy, and we haven't been linking up fantasy to this enough. Just real quick, I don't know if you even have the all the names in front of you. So based on the first round pick, who do you think has the greatest? Not even. I take that back. Who would you draft of the first round picks? Who would you draft right now to put on your team? And when I say put on your team, I'm talking about, so we were talking to Fresh last night. He talking about if Najee Harris had went to the Dolphins, he was going to draft them in the second round. So are any of these players that was drafted today, are you looking at them in the first, second, or third round of fantasy?
Fantasy. Third round? First, second, or third?
Yeah.
I have to go through the list, but from what I see, no.
Not one?
Not one of them. No, not really. I would have picked one of the skill players, like say a Waddle also, because I think Waddle is going to eat. Maybe even Devontae or even Chase. I would have picked one of them, but I'm not reaching that high for them. Until they prove something, I'm not reaching that high for them, no. What about you? Who you looking at? Who you seeing?
I agree. I wouldn't take any of them that early. The only two that I would consider taking that early in the third round would be Najee Harris or Travis Etienne. Especially Najee Harris in the third round, because he's in Pittsburgh. He's going to get the bulk of the carries if he can pick up the offense. All right. Travis Etienne has your boy from last year, the rookie from last year. And so they're going to be competing for carries. But Najee's going to get, if he can pick up the offense, he's getting 20 carries. And so if I get me, let's just say I got me a Saquon Barkley in the first round, I turn around and I draft me a receiver. Who would be a receiver that I draft in the second round?
Say
anyone.
Devontae
Adams, all right? So I've got those two. Clearly, running backs go quick in real good leagues. Running backs go quick. So Najee Harris in the third round, I think I might take him because that'd be a decent 1-2 punch. Saquon and Najee Harris.
What I would pause at that notion just because I know that the Steelers' offensive line is not the Steelers' offensive line that it used to be when
right. It's not that great.
They're missing their center. He retired. I don't know about their left tackle and their right tackle. It might be a step down as far as talent wise. So he might get 20 carries, but he might be ripping off maybe 1 yard a carry, 2 yards a carry. You just don't know. So it all depends on that offensive line. So even then, I wouldn't take a third round pick. I wouldn't invest a third round. But if he's available later, then I would go ahead and do that. And like you said, for Jacksonville, Robinson is ahead of ETN, right?
I mean, right now, but Robinson came out of nowhere. So, I mean, and you've got a whole new offensive coaching staff. So it doesn't necessarily mean Robinson is ahead. You're not drafting you're not spending a first round pick on a player and then going to put him behind. They're going to give him every opportunity to be the number one running back, and Robinson's gonna have to show that he's just better. Period. You know what I mean? And so I worry about. So let me ask this question in this way, because I'm trying to think of some third round running backs, man. I'm sorry, because everything's not in front of me, and that usually happens when everything's not in front of me. Like a third round running back, who would be a third round running back? Who you remember getting in a third round last year? One of the running backs out of San Francisco. So are you taking one of the running backs out of San Francisco over my guy Najee Harris?
Yes.
Woo, cool, mama. Even with the split backfield?
Yes, the primary back. Yes. Who is their primary back?
They don't have. That's the problem. They got three. Yeah, they still got three back there. But
the system. But the system that they run, dude, it's running back friendly. Dudes go off week in and week out.
I hear you. What about your boy in Seattle? They just re-signed him.
Carson.
Carson is a third round running back usually.
I'll take Carson. As long as Carson is healthy, he's putting up numbers. He's putting up fantasy numbers, yo. Yeah, you would have to say Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon is a third round running back, fourth round running back.
You taking Melvin Gordon over Harris?
He's proven.
But Harris is getting 20 carries.
He's proven, and especially Lindsey is not there anymore. Lindsey is shipped out, so you have Melvin Gordon.
What about the two running backs now that's in Oakland? You got two running backs in Oakland, Jacobs and Drake. Who you take? You taking them over
I don't know.
Harris?
I would have took Jacobs, but I don't know. Yeah, they added Drake. I don't know how the split gonna be. So I can't say.
Hey, you're gonna hear this first right here. All right, exclusive. LM Sport. Hey, remember, first of all, I'm terrible at predictions. I'm terrible. I get it wrong every time. Anyway, I'm gonna do another prediction here. Yo, just like the kid out of Kansas City, Clyde Allaire, whatever his last name is.
Edwards-Helaire.
There you go. Edwards-Helaire ended up getting picked in the first round, right? Harris will end up in the first round of most fantasy drafts. Watch. You heard it here. Exclusive. Hey, I'm out here predicting what's going to happen. I'm Nostradamus, baby.
I still don't know how he was projected first round because they're like, oh, yeah, he's going to be the top running back. I'm like, how'd that turn out?
It did
he had his weeks. He had his weeks. No, he had his weeks though. He had his weeks, but for the
I guess.
But it was a bad pick. Exact for where he was picked.
Where he went.
It wasn't. No, definitely not.
Remember running backs, especially in the league right now for fantasy football. One of the biggest problems with fantasy football is that most of these running backs are sharing the backfield, right? Mm-hmm. And so when Damian Williams decided that he was not going to play last season because of COVID, Clyde-Helaire became the number one running back, and it's all about opportunity. He was going to get all the carries, and so that quickly shot him up the board. It's the same position that Harris is going to be in right now because your boy left, and he's in Arizona, right? He's in Arizona, I believe he signed with, and so Harris is going to be the main running back, and so because of the opportunities, it's going to shoot him up the draft boards. You'll see. Right, watch. In fact, his ADP will be first round.
And to tell you the truth, if that happens, I'll be happy because I'll be right behind whoever picks him to get somebody else that's a better one that's proven. I'll do that. Hey, let's go ahead and do
that. We still making the bet, man. I'm still waiting on you now. What's gonna happen? What's the bet for the Jets versus the Dolphins? Don't start backing up off me now.
No. I said after the first game. Isn't that what I said? Hey, that's what I said, right? For everybody that's out there that wants to know, we might have a bet going on. It's like who is gonna have better year. Numbers wise, Tua or Zach Wilson. What?
It's a wrap. Tell him it's a wrap. Tell him to stop playing with me.
All right, we'll see. We'll see how.
Tell him to stop playing with me. Wait till I
It's,
see what
it's
happens
all
in the
it's
second
all
round.
it's all based it's all based off the first game of the season, and then we'll see what's.
I don't need the first game. I'm gonna see what happens tomorrow. Based on what happens tomorrow, I'm talking cash doo-doo for the rest of the offseason. Call me talktrash.com, baby. Holla at me. Anyway, y'all, we love y'all, man. Thanks for joining in. LM Sports Talk, YouTube. You already there. You already found it. So now share, like, subscribe. Help us out here. I'm trying to get paid. I want to retire so I don't have to sit in traffic for 3 hours. Help me out here.
3 hours.
What's good, Moses? Tell the people something good.
Man, have a good night. It's really late right now. We're doing this reaction right after the draft, after the first round. So tomorrow we're gonna get back at it again. I don't know if we're going to. Are we gonna go live tomorrow?
I don't know if we're gonna go live because I gotta see the timing, and we might have to, because Sabbath obviously starts at 7:30. So we might, depending what time they start, we could probably have a little reaction right before Sabbath. We'll see.
We'll see it. We'll see it by the end of the weekend, and we'll see how our team doing.
Definitely by the end of the weekend, we gotta have another one. Yes.
All right.
All right, my peoples, holla at y'all.